Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, 18th, 2020. Welcome to another eBay video. Today we're going to be discussing eBay managed payments and how you may be excluded from selling on eBay once you sign into managed payments. You're going to want to pay attention to this. We're also going to be discussing more about your comments, questions, and concerns from the other videos I made recently, and we're going to discuss some other things as well. At the moment, it's cloudy. There are some small breaks in the clouds, so I consider this actually a win. It will be raining later, so I'm getting the video in now so I don't get wet out here. A couple of announcements first. Number one, I want to cover as many topics as I can today in this video because I will not be going live on my channel tonight. I don't think I'm going to go live every week, maybe every other week. We'll see how it goes. So, let's get started with your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. Clutch Carson wrote, I have a 3-question limit before the sale. Sometimes only 2 if they're really dumb. Like in the listing title, Block eBay buyer is my best self-peacemaker. By the way, I had 4 people this weekend ask to cancel within 10 minutes of a sale. Crazy people. Luckily, PayPal still has my back and is giving me a full refund, even the 30-cent fee part now. Keep safe. Dennis Copper wrote, this is the video where you want to knock on Joey's head and say, is there anyone in there? Joe, she played you like a fiddle. How did you not see the wind-up? The bottom line is you're too nice of a guy. Don't be hungry to make a sale. Let them happen naturally. You sometimes need to take your own advice. Mercedes Lux wrote, hi Joe, what a story indeed. I'm interested in what type of feedback this lady leaves for sellers. Did you think to view it? Thank you for sharing this story. The people at eBay that watch your videos will view this video. Your interaction with this buyer is proof positive. The loops many of us will jump through with the utmost accommodation to please a prospective buyer and giving that buyer the best service possible. And then she tells this little joke. A snake was hit by a car. A woman picks him up, feeds him, takes care of him, and gets him back to health. But then he bites her, injecting her with his poison. On her deathbed, she asked, after all I did, why me? The snake replied, you knew I was a snake when you picked me up. The moral is after 1 or 2 questions, and especially when they ask, what is your refund policy? Time to block that person and move on. You did right, Joe, blocking and canceling. STVLU733 wrote, I've had an increase of attempted cancellations at your last live video. That's 3 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, and 1 today. 2 of them were early in the morning at 3 a.m. My eBay app cash register sound woke me up and warned me that a purchase was made, and I immediately checked them as shipped. This is the most I've had all year at once in such a short period. I have fought them all and crossing my fingers that they all go through. I've sent all of them out for shipping. The eBay automated messages have warned them all that my item was already shipped and locked me into the purchase agreement. I have not heard from the ones that were attempted last week and 3 weeks ago. Let's see what happens. Let me now stop and let me bring up an interesting story that happened to me with a cancellation the other day. I discussed this very briefly with Dennis Copper, and I want to get your idea on this, guys. What would you have done, and what do you think I did? About a week or 2 ago, I added text to all my listings saying I will not accept cancellations under any conditions. I even show you guys how to do it. So lo and behold, the other day, at 9:30 at night, a customer buys an item. Cha-ching! The price of the item with shipping was $98. Within 45 seconds, Cancellation request. Here we go. Buyer wants to cancel after 45 seconds of paying. So I did some investigation. Once again, it was a person with zero feedback. This person signed up to eBay for the express purpose of buying my item and no other item. They bought the item and now they want to cancel. My personal feeling is that as soon as they did the payment, eBay showed them the same item cheaper. I can't prove it, but that's what I believe. So my question to you, what would you guys have done then? Would you have canceled? Would you have shipped the item? I asked Dennis the question the other day, and he said to me, Joe, I bet you immediately shipped the item. That was not the case. If you remember the last time this happened to me a few weeks ago, back then I was doing one-day handling. So I made the guy wait a full 24 hours, and I then canceled the item. Remember, we talked about that. But since then, because of the coronavirus pandemic, I have changed my handling time to 3 days. And I said to myself, I'm not doing anything. I have a 3-day handling time. I'm going to wait 3 full days before I do anything. And right now, Friday, at this point, I still have not done anything. That's the new normal, okay? I'm done canceling orders right away. If it's a cheap $20 item, I might consider canceling it, but they're gonna wait 3 days. They're gonna wait the full 3 days. Let PayPal earn the interest on the money from these fitchy bidders. I do not know what is going through people's minds. I honestly don't. The cancellations are way up and eBay refuses to address it. Alan Cessny wrote, Hey Joe, thanks for another great video. I had a similar thing happen today. This cat ordered an item from me and was happy. He messaged me saying he needs more, which I have. He then sends me another seller's link that was much less than mine and asked me for a refund on his purchase. What? I declined. And 3 days later, you guessed it, he negs me. I sent to eBay the info to have it removed via the auto response, and it was declined. I called into an eBay rep and he gladly removed it with no hassle, but I was still amped up for 45 minutes. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. This is a good comment because it highlights a couple of things. I suggest if you have a problem like this, you always call into eBay, okay? It's always better to speak to a live rep because that automated link doesn't work. My personal feeling, and this is my feeling, I feel that the automated link goes overseas somewhere and the people over there have no knowledge of how eBay works, and the ones that do have the knowledge don't have the authority to act on your request. So always call in. Now I realize right now with the pandemic you can't call per se, but what many of you can do is click the call me back option and an eBay rep will call you back within a minute. That's what I have been using and it's been working out very well. The buyer that Alan talked about wanted to change terms and conditions of the sale after the sale was consummated, and that's a big no-no on eBay. You know, when you guys experience somebody that's messing with you, like what Alan just said right here, that's a pretty serious thing, I think. And if I were you, I would expose them. But if you don't, that's on you. Last comment I'm going to read is from Chris Miller. I don't think I've ever seen an episode where it wasn't cloudy and rainy. You're right on the money, although we do have some peaks of sun coming through the clouds right now. This is gorgeous. I mean, this is the best we've had all week. We had one other good day like this, and that was Wednesday, and I went to the junkyard because I was running out of a lot of good stuff that I needed, and I made a really good junkyard haul. And I thought about taking some pictures and doing an actual junkyard video, but I just didn't have the time. All right, new topics. Before we get into the managed payments discussion, the first thing I want to do is take a drink from the ceremonial Fox News Cup O' Life. This is the Fox News Cup O' Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Very, very good. Before we get into the managed payments discussion, I want to read something that one of my subscribers emailed to me the other night. One of my subscribers sent me this little note that he got from eBay. This involves the amount of time a buyer has to return an item to us that they want to return. We have extended the time for them to close as well to 35 business days in case of any issue with the post office not scanning items as they receive them. That is eBay talking. Yes, 7 weeks to close a return that has not been returned, and they admit that the USPS is not scanning packages. But the minute it hits my mailbox, I get an email reminding me to refund them. Those are facts. Indisputable facts. Right now, today, May 15th, 2020, I have 6 open returns hanging over my head, and nobody has sent anything back yet. The oldest one dates back to April 21st. No activity whatsoever on that return. eBay, once again, is bending over backwards to let buyers have 35 days to return items to us, but we do not get the same consideration even when we ship our items on time to the buyer, and there's a delay because of the post office, which is not in our control. Oh, one more thing. In the last video I made, I held up a case of busted printer paper. They made good on that. They did make good. They sent one courier to come and pick up the busted box, and 2 days later another courier came and brought me a replacement crate. So I was very happy. Everything worked out in the end, but I am just appalled that any legitimate shipper or courier would deliver a box busted open like that and expect the customer to take it. Unbelievable. I want to talk about managed payments now. I'm a little late in talking about this because, quite frankly, I really didn't know about it till a few weeks ago. And then I had to do some investigative research and see what was going on. Some of you guys have already enrolled in managed payments. Many of you haven't. I'm in the group that has to enroll by July 15th. I have done absolutely nothing as far as starting to enroll in managed payments, and I have no intention of doing it till probably the end of June or early July. Even though eBay says if we were to enroll today, we still don't have to accept it till July 15th. I'm not taking any chances. I just realized, I was actually told by a few of you guys, that there are certain categories that are going to be banned once managed payments takes effect. Sellers in the following categories will not be allowed to sell anymore. Listen carefully, it could be you. Coins, bullion, paper money, cars, and adult material. Any of you guys currently selling in those categories that is not yet in managed payments are going to have serious issues, because you will not be allowed to sell in those categories once managed payments takes effect. Why is this happening? That's the first question. Apple Pay does not accept payment for any of those items I just read out. And eBay is bending over backwards to accept Apple Pay and is condescending to their terms. I think this is a very bad move, as I'm sure most of you guys do too. eBay is throwing all these sellers to the wolves to court Apple Pay. Do you think it's worth it, guys? I certainly don't. That being said, I'm going to end today's video right now. You have enough to digest. Please comment your questions, comments, concerns, anything you need to talk about below. I'm extremely interested to see how you guys feel about these categories being excluded once you accept managed payments. I think it's a huge mistake on eBay's part. Sometimes I just don't know who the decision makers are there. I don't, man. I don't. That being said, guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. Every Friday, and during the week as well now, I come out here and I make these videos to try and help you stay successful on eBay. If you think I'm doing a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, let me know in the comment section below and what you want me to cover, and I'll be more than happy to cover it next week. Remember, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I'm still making money online. I've never worn a mask, and I never ever will. I would never think of distorting my voice, because in my opinion, that's dishonest and unscrupulous. So yeah, guys, hey, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So go out there, make a ton of money on eBay. Rock on and peace! And I hope your sales were good this week. My sales were generally quite good, but I did have a couple of slower days. I don't know what to attribute that to, but all in all, when you balance the week out, I'm still very satisfied. In fact, I'm so satisfied that I'm going to have a second drink from the ceremonial Fox News Cup O Life. Once again, this is the ceremonial Fox News Cup O Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Yeah, time for the big closing, guys. Here we go. Something I demand everybody listen to and adhere to. And the three magical words are, don't be fishy! Yeah!